Hello, hello, anybody out there? It's a sneak attack. I had such an incredible response to the Smokey eye video I did 2 nights ago that I thought I would do another one a little bit more dramatic. Misty, if you're watching, I know you were hoping for something like this. Christy, you probably are too. So I got really inspired today. I wasn't planning on doing this tonight, but I found a picture of everybody's favorite just lost it, American Idol judge J-Lo, and her makeup is either really good or it's really questionable. So this is the inspiration for tonight. It's a much darker smoky eye, very little shimmer if any. I'm actually not going to use any shimmer. Super pale pink lip and that kind of plum crease. And I did a little bit of research on, I just looked at several different pictures of her makeup, and I noticed that one of the things that is really apparent in all of her different makeup looks, and when she doesn't do this, or her makeup artist doesn't, it's very obvious, is that her crease color connects right here and then goes to the crease, which can sound very scary. This is not the same thing as a cut crease, if you've ever heard of that. Hi Megan, hi David, hi Mike, hi Carolyn. So we're gonna play with that. It's gonna make me a little bit nervous. Sorry, I kicked it again. And I'll tell you before we get into that what I did to my face. So tonight I did some things a little bit differently. First, I used our beauty blender, which is our sponge. I don't normally use a sponge, but I wanted to try to get a different level of coverage, and I think that I got that. So I started out with Shinto 2. And then I put porcelain on here, and I did all the areas that I would highlight with straight up foundation, not concealer. So I layered on the lightest foundation that we have, which is the porcelain. Hi Mom. Hi Susan, did you get your stuff yet? Anyway, I layered it on under the eyes, bridge of the nose, chin, on the forehead right here, and then I also did the chin right here, my jawline right here. Under, you can see a line right here if you look really closely. I just followed a line and I highlighted right there underneath where the contour is, and that just makes the contour that much more obvious, and it kind of gives you that, well, it gives me that faux jawline that I'm missing since I opened a bakery 6 years ago and ate everything. Anyway, okay, so that was foundation. I highlighted with the porcelain. So that's 2 layers of foundation, one all over and one just in the highlighted areas. I also did my lids. Then I went in with the number 0 concealer, and I just did the regular concealer just like we normally do, paying very close attention to bringing it all the way down to the nostril and out here. You can see a very distinct white shape right here. But when you balance that with a highlight on the chin and a highlight here and a highlight down the nose, it doesn't look raccoony. Now if you shade all of your face and leave only this white, then you've got maybe not so complete a look. The setting powder went on after that, and then I used number 6 blush, which is a highlighting shimmer, but it's very faint. So in the photo that I showed you, there's hardly, her whole look is very matte. And there's not a lot of shimmer, but I needed that just to get light to bounce off to try to shape my face a little bit more like her face. So I had to get a little bit crafty, and so I just spent a little bit more time kind of playing with it. I also did a heavy contour prior to setting, and I did that with the number 6 concealer, which is the darkest one we have. Ladies, no matter how pale you are, do not be afraid of it. You just put it on, it will blend away. I have literally made brown stripes all over my face before, and it always blends in with everything else. So one of the benefits to a really high quality, highly pigmented, wax-based foundation is its blendability. That's what sets us apart from other makeup companies. So, hi Maricela, hi Felicia. Felicia is in New York. It always makes me feel kind of fancy when somebody from New York is watching me, so I better be on point. Okay, so anyway, lips. Those lips of JLo's are ridiculous. They are practically white pink, and I don't have a lipstick that color. Although I did do a, I did makeup for a Fendi fashion show, and they wanted this lip basically, and oh my gosh, I went everywhere looking for it and found it through NARS, but it was still a little bit off and I had to mix it with some foundation. But anyway, I used our eyeshadow. That's what's on my lips. I used our lip liner. Great, Mom. Hi, Shane. We're gonna get out the spackle and the sander later, so you stay tuned and we'll work on your manscape. Okay, so this is the, I tried to look on the back, y'all, and it's a bunch of 6s and 9s, and I have no idea what the number of this is, but if you look online or in our catalog, there's only 2 pinks. One of them is really, really pale, and this is the second one. It's also very pale, but it has a little bit more depth to it. And this is what I put on my lips. That's how good these eyeshadows are. Yeah, you can use them as lipstick, and it actually looks like lipstick. I mean, seriously. And then I added a little bit of the porcelain foundation over that just to whiten it even more. And then I did a teeny tiny bit of gloss just along the vermilion border. If I move it, you can see I only put the gloss on the border. If you slap it all over your lips, it's not gonna last long. She's got it in the picture, but it probably was there just for the photo and then it's gone. So this is just a little bit more of an everyday wear. Hi, Vanessa. Okay, so eyes. Oh, and I did my eyebrows with number 40 and our amazing brush. So I have primer, which is our concealer and foundation kind of layered on my lids so they are ready to accept makeup. I also added a little bit of extra setting powder underneath my eyes so that in case any of this dark stuff falls, we can just brush it away. All right, so when I looked at that picture, I thought to myself, I don't have that color. I don't have a dark matte gray. I have a pearly gray that's dark, and I have a light gray that's not. And then I remember telling y'all the other day that you don't want your black to be a gray shade, and I was like, oh, so I'm going to use what I have, being the resourceful girl that I am, and I'm going to use this palette right here for the smoke, and I'm going to use those 2 pink ones that we used the other day, which I believe number 6 and number 36, 6 and 36. They're very close. You probably don't need both of them unless you're an addict like me. So this is what we're gonna do to achieve the look. And these are the brushes that I'm going to use to do it. Concealer brush, always have to have that handy to fix mistakes. It is not used to apply concealer in my world. Precision brush to get those dark colors exactly where we want them. And what I call my cheese cutting brush, the super awesome brow, it's called the Brow Tamer, but it's what I use for eyeliner, and I think it's like $14. It's ridiculous. You need this in your life. It'll be your most treasured tool. And by the way, it's LimeLight by Alcone / LadyLight. That's the website where you can order anything that I mention here and you suddenly have to have, or you can always message me and say, help me, what do I need? And I'll convince you to drain your bank account, so maybe you should just do it yourself. All right, gray. We need that dark gray line, just like 2 nights ago. We're gonna work on a dark gray right across from opening to closing of the eye. Ignore the eyelashes. We're not starting here, we're starting here. Okay, and arm is close. You can even brace your arm on your face if you need to. And we're going to pack it on. All right, so I'm gonna start with the shimmery gray. But remember, when you get to the outside, you want to turn your brush toward your ear and go back to the middle. Keep continuing to go this way will leave you with a big tail. Tails have a place in makeup, but it's not in this look. So I'm going to bring it down just into that corner a little bit. This little tear duct area is the most underutilized area in the makeup follies world. Okay. So pressing it on in little spurts and then going back for more. Do not do this in your bathroom, leaning over your sink, Carolyn. Ashley. Ashley was one of my first, I call her my cash cow. I don't know if I've ever told you that, Ash, but I call you my cash cow because like probably 20% of my business as a makeup artist came directly from her. So she has been a huge supporter, but she's come to all of my seminars and classes and she's always supported me. And she still comes back to learn more. So my point is that changing the way that you've done things since you were 14 and started wearing makeup takes quite a bit of practice. So that's why I love this video platform. You can go back and watch it over and over again because you're gonna pick up one or two things from each one and then you're gonna ace it and then you're gonna be like, there was something else I'm missing. So it takes a while. All right, so we got it on there. Now we're gonna clean the brush using my Norwex towel, my Norwex face towel. It's supposed to be for removing makeup from your face, but it's really great for removing makeup from your brushes. And then we're gonna soften the top, which is already pretty soft. We just don't really wanna see where it starts and stops. Now we're gonna do the rest of the lid. And that's just this part that covers the eyeball. It is not this part. So it's basically two sections. You've got your brow bone and crease, and then you've got your lid and your lash line. We're covering the lid and lash line right now. Okay, so I don't want the shimmer effect, so I'm gonna take a smidgy bit of black. Hi, Elizabeth. And I'm gonna go over that, just kind of dot it on. And because it was such a small amount, we don't even need to clean the brush now. And I'm gonna go back and just give it a little bit more of a matte effect. Tiny bit of black. And we can stretch this up to cover the whole lid because we're doing a smoky eye. So kind of the point is to get that whole lid covered. Again, as you get to the outside, push toward the inside. Okay, now I'm gonna take this light gray color, which I think I've used maybe one other time just to swatch it on my wrist. I haven't really known what to do with it, but this is perfect. And I'm gonna go over it just to get back that gray effect so that it doesn't appear black. This can make this a much more wearable look for a lot of people. If it's black, it's pretty vampy, and kind of what you're saying to the world is, I'm uber confident and maybe even a little bit bitchy. When it's a softer color, you're kind of saying, I'm approachable, but I'm pretty sure if I was you, I'd want to be me too. Okay, I'm gonna soften this right here and make a little bit of a U shape. Just kind of a horseshoe right around here. We're just setting a border. We don't want to go past this. All right, now we've got some pretty gray lids. They're clearly gray, right? Nobody's seeing black, are they? Y'all see gray? Hi, Misty. Hi, Marty. Oh, yeah, these earrings are from the Pearl Antler, which I'm sure y'all have seen me rave about. It's a shop that my friend owns, and I'm gonna be there tomorrow night. So if you're local in San Antonio, or New Braunfels, or close enough to get to Bernie, it's called the Pearl Antler. It's right across from where the ducks are. And I'm gonna be doing some tutorials and some makeovers and stuff and highlighting makeup. So come and join us. And it's super, super amazing shopping. Okay, there's also gonna be a girl there from a place called Full Moon Tans, which is simply the greatest name for a self-tanning company ever. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my inspiration here. And for those of you who have just joined, I'll show you what we're going for. Pinterest. There we go. I'm going for a gray smoky eye with kind of a plum crease and under eye look. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. All right, so one of the things that I noticed about this is that it kind of comes up a little bit on the edge. So she kind of has this raised look right here. So if I did this, that would be the physical way of raising it, but we need to do the magic way of raising our outer forehead area and lifting our lid. And so we're gonna do that by creating what you see here. So when I raise this, you see this gray kind of creeping up toward the brow, right? But when I drop it back down, it goes away. So now that we've got our line there, now we can start focusing on some of those little details. So I'm gonna take that steely shimmery gray again. We'll have to layer it all on. And I'm gonna look straight at myself. If I do this, I'm gonna lose focus on how much of that I'm going for. It is okay to screw up. So we kind of want the top border of our makeup to do this little effect, but we want to keep it from being sharp. We want to round it out. You don't want it dipping this way and swooping that way. It's pretty subtle. And this precision brush is the perfect brush to do that. Okay, so now we have just that little bit of, and we need to fill in the little crease now. That little bit there. Okay, so now we have that raised look. And you can see a huge difference between this one and that one. So it's easier if you take this, sorry, I keep kicking this light. If you take this in baby steps and you just do step 1, get the line all the way across. Step 2, blend it out. Step 3, work on that one little corner. It's gonna be much easier than trying to, you know, wave your brush in just the right strokes. Okay, so face down, doing the other side to match is always the hardest part. And I screw it up just as much as anybody else. All right, now I got my outline there. Now I'm gonna go and fill in the creases. The other one's a little pointier. That's pretty even. What do y'all think? Hearts if it's even. I think so. Okay, there we go. Now we have our little fake facelift. That'll be $20,000, please. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom. We're just gonna get all of this. Oh wait, you know what? Sorry, forgot. We're gonna go over it with, I'm gonna skip the black step and we're just gonna put some of that gray over it. Thank you for the hearts. I'm betting that was Megan Sampson, who supports me, even though we've never actually met. But I know her, and I know her cat, her little Chihuahua dog, really well. All right, so kind of scary right now, right? And it looks really vampy until we finish it out. Okay, so we have gray lids, not black. And I'm gonna find my liner brush. I'm gonna take that silver steely gray and I'm gonna mix it with this one. So I just went here and here. Fill in the waterline, poke yourself in the eye, blow off any little specks. Go all the way, meet the color on the underside. And scrub in between the lashes so that there's no little pink spaces. All right, a little bit of gray, dark gray, a little bit of light gray. Make sure you turn your brush so that the side with the product on it is laying on your eyelid. I always think these things go without saying, and then I watch somebody and I'm like, really? Okay, and we gotta connect our color here, so bring it down. Don't be afraid to work this little area right here. All right, now we're all the way around. I'm gonna go in, I can still see a tiny bit of pink between these bottom lashes. And if you're gonna thicken it at all, it should be on this outside edge. Don't be afraid to bring that down and connect it with your little wing that we have going on here. Hi, Christy. I have a lot of Christies in my life. Abby! Oh, Abby. I miss your face, girl. And Halloween's coming up, so I think about you, of course, every Halloween. Not because she's scary, y'all, but because her neighborhood has the best Halloween ever. Speaking of Halloween, I totally look like Elvira right now. All right, so now we've got the gray all the way around. Now we need to do the magic of making this look soft and acceptable. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take this one, this little, just fluffy, plain old eyeshadow brush, and my number 6 and 36 pink, vague, whatever those shades are, terracotta. And I'm gonna go half on the black, or sorry, not the black, the gray, half on and half off, okay, right here. And I'm pressing one point of contact, don't pick up the brush, and just work it. Clean off the brush because undoubtedly you're picking up some of that gray. Sorry, that was a pat, just so you know how much. That's one of the big disadvantages when you get makeup. You really don't know, like, how much of this do I need, and you don't want to waste it. So I like to show you what that looks like. And don't be afraid to reach for the brow area. You only need a pretty skinny strip. So we're just softening and creating a transition. Still too much detail work right now to switch hands. If you can, you're awesome. But you need quite a bit of control to keep this shape going. So again, right now we're just softening and transitioning from the gray to the brow area. I'm gonna take it up a little bit. It's very scary, reaching for the brows. Okay, and then we're gonna take this into this area here, which quite honestly just totally freaks me out. It's not something I usually do, but I know that a lot of makeup artists do, and I know that it's very successful, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna take the lighter of the two and mix it with a little bit of that pink color that I put on my lips because I'm scared. And I'm gonna start in the middle and go all the way to the brow. Whoa. Okay, not too scary yet. Don't judge until it's all over. Okay, what did I do? Light pink and medium. Start in the middle. All right, that side's a little darker than the other one. So I'm gonna see if I can continue to blend it out and lighten it. And if not, I'll add some product over it. All right, never judge yourself right here because nobody else looks at you like this. You always want to ask yourself, like, is this looking good or is this looking bad from a distance, the same distance that everybody else sees you at. I just sent my Halloween email out and thought of you guys too. Oh my God, our kids were so stinking cute back when they were all piled up on your porch and in their little costumes and all miserable and crying and trying to get a good picture. Okay, so you may remember, hey Reagan, I was just talking about you, that Reagan, y'all, is on, and she's Pearl Antler Lady, and you can buy all her stuff online too. So look, friend her on Facebook, and then you'll be able to link to her shop and buy online. Okay, I'm gonna go back to number 41, my pale pink brow color. I didn't do any of this earlier like I did in the other one. I started with this color, but because I knew I was gonna be doing this inner corner thing, I wanted to wait to do this now. That way I can soften it if I need to. Whoa, too much. I'm gonna clean off my brush and just take what's there. There we go. That softened that inside just perfectly. Awesome. Okay, I'm digging it. Now, the other scary part of this look that she has is the fact that it goes way under her eyes. So I'm gonna go back to pink and pink. And we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna throw it on right underneath and follow the shape of the eye. Just make sure you go all the way from duct to corner. And don't be afraid to bring it down. Remember, perfect sits right next to disaster. If you stay safe, you'll never be awesome. Well, you're awesome already, but you know what I mean. All right, just going for it. And I've got some makeup poop going on here, but we'll clean that up. All right, I think that's pretty close. Let me show you the inspiration picture again so y'all can tell me if you think I'm missing anything, and then I will completely overlook your comment and do my own thing anyway. So what's missing is that black line all the way around. So we have all of the shading, I think, but we're missing that black underneath. So we're gonna go in and add that. But it's only in a very specific area. So, oh yes, Megan's been waiting for the black eyeliner. Okay, black. We're just gonna do this inside area right here. This time, I don't want you to go all the way to the corner and all the way to the outside. I only want you to do this right in this middle section. See how we just do little tiny bits at a time. We don't need to sweep from one side to the other in one fell swoop. Use the brush and just do little 1/4 inch segments. It's much easier to manage that way and to make sure that you're getting the right amount. Okay, so you can see what that did pretty clearly. What that black line does is make our pupils look, well, black finds black, light finds light, pink finds pink, and so it makes our pupil look more obvious because it mimics the pupil through color. So because she's got lashes on, I'm not going to do lashes tonight because it stresses me out. I'm going to go in and just give myself a really thin line up here just to make my mascara look perfect, and mostly on that inside corner. And you can see all of that smoky smudginess is starting to make a little bit more sense now that we have just this really thin black line. I would discourage you from using liquid eyeliner for this. There's really no way to blend it and have it look seamless in transition, and therefore it competes with your pupil. So that's just not right for this look. It has its place, but it's not in this look that we're going for tonight. So I'm gonna see if I can brush this off without, oh, I can. Hi, Laura. My sweet friend who I miss terribly. It's almost 10 p.m. I'm in my PJs without any makeup. No, I'm not going out tonight. This is just my job. This is what I do. I get ready for work at 8:30. I start getting ready. I start picking out what I'm gonna do. I was inspired earlier by this picture that I saw of J-Lo and just kind of loved the makeup, and I really love that lip that she had. And I don't know if you were on when I did that, but I used our pink eyeshadow to do this lip color because I don't have a color anywhere near this, and I doubt any of you do too. And I wanted to just show you how incredibly creamy and amazing our shadows are. They are shadows, they're powder shadows, but they almost have a creaminess to them that's really hard to find in other lines of makeup. Okay, so what now? Mascara? $18. Best $18 you've ever spent. Please just go LimeLight by Alcone / Alcone is A-L-C-O-N-E. Megan, can you put that on the comments for me? Or Christy, can you? They're my team members. And I promise you, you'll be a fanatic. You won't be able to get enough of this. So we start at the base and wiggle out. Start at the base, wiggle out. LimeLight by Alcone / LadyLight. And our site is actually really easy to shop because LimeLight by Alcone does not have a crap load of products. This is not Avon or Mary Kay where they just flood the market hoping to land the exact perfect product for each individual human being on the face of the earth. This is makeup that works on everyone. We have one setting powder, we have one bronzer, we have like 6 blushes, and that's it, because makeup artists built this company and they know that those are really the only colors you ever use anyway. I have 6 foundations and I can do just about any human being on the planet with my 6 foundation colors. And most of the time I only use 2. All right, so you really want to load it up first, transfer from the brush onto the lashes. I'm using my left hand for my left eye. If you take this brush and you come over here, you cannot move it with the same way that your eye is shaped on your head. You can't. That's why God gave you this arm. Just brace yourself, lay onto it, and learn a new skill. Then you can go in and kind of separate. So I think some of y'all have heard me say that you want to look for families and break them up. You want to be a home wrecker in the lash world. You don't want any little groups that stand out any more than any other group. Megan, you don't have a palette of foundation? Okay. I'll tell you which ones I have in a message later. But I swear you could probably do every one with Shinto 2 and Ivory. And then if you have that 0 concealer and number 6 concealer, you can add that a bit of number 6 concealer to darken up Shinto 2 if you have somebody that is a little bit darker than Shinto 2. All right, normally I use a brush to take off some mascara and place it on my bottom lashes, but it's late and I'm lazy and I'm making an educated decision to do the wrong thing. All right, so how close are we? She's got her hair kind of pulled down by her face, and she actually has hair and I really don't. And then she's got those long sparkly earrings. This was the closest I could get, but actually I think mine are 10 times better. I'm going to show you the picture again. I'm going to look at the picture again. We're going to see, you know, she's got a little bit more blush. I do this every time I get all of my makeup on. It makes me kind of want to go back and add more blush. I'm also going to check for any loose powders. All right. Wrong palette. This is my blush palette. That's all of them. That's it. That's all you need. And usually I just kind of mix them all anyway. All right, so she's got quite a bit of a sort of a peachy color. Really stretching toward her mouth. Of course, her face is like this, and mine is not. So again, we're just using this for inspiration. Please don't go tell people Stephanie thinks she's J-Lo, because I'm better. All right, my whole point tonight was to practice this, bringing the crease all the way to the eyebrow and into this inner nose area. And I am so grateful that y'all stayed with me. Hi, Lindsay, and watched. Hi, Debbie. Because I'm really trying to push myself outside of what I have always done. And for those of you, Lindsay, Ashley, Debbie, gosh, I'm gonna look through here. So many of y'all, I've done your makeup. Christy, Bullet, I've never had an opportunity, but I would love to. Let's see, Sarah Kramer, Abby, I've done your makeup. Most of y'all are watching this because you know that that I've done your face before. So what was my point? I don't know. I forgot. But there's a lot of you. Anyway, you know, okay, this was my point. That you know that I kind of stick to the same thing. I have a method that I sort of developed for the bridal industry, and I trained several other makeup artists to follow 15 steps. And they are pretty unobjectionable and they look amazing on everybody. But that's really all I've ever done. So when I joined LimeLight, and Aaron encouraged me to sort of branch out and learn a few new tricks, I just was like, okay, well, let's do it. And I also started watching a girl called Kendall Watts. Y'all should look her up. She's really amazing. She's much younger, and she does some stuff that I'm probably never gonna do, but still really fun to see. And she also encouraged me just through watching her to really step out and try some new things. So here I am trying some new things, and I really like it. What do y'all think? I'll do a picture and I'll post J-Lo right next to me, and I'm sure her publicist will call me and be like, okay, can you please not do that because you're making her look bad. Anyway, thank you. I love you, Lindsay. I love you, Debbie. Thank you so much for all the compliments. Thank you for your support. LimeLight by Alcone /LadyLight. Message me if you need help. Send me a picture of your naked face if you need help with foundation. Although I'm telling you, Shinto 2 and Ivory are probably the perfect one for like literally every single person on this list. So those are the two foundations that you use, but you have to have a setting powder for them. This is professional makeup, so there are layers to it. Thank you, Lisa. It's not quite your typical drugstore easy peasy. It's a little more intense than that, but the payoff is worth it because it lasts forever. So I started off, forgot to mention this, with the primer. This is what you spray on before you do anything, and it kind of preps your face for the receipt of this particular formula of foundation. And then this one is the 10 years younger finishing spray. And when you add, so I would say 8 hours is probably what you're going to get out of this before you're going to see maybe a little bit of breaking in your foundation. With these two products, you're looking at 16 hours, totally for real. I need to discuss setting powder with you. They confuse me. You are legit amazing. Thank you. We only have one setting powder. It's white. It's the, you'll see it. It's called setting powder, or the perfect setting powder or something like that. But we only have one. We only have one bronzer. It's the right color for everyone. You can trust me on this. If you want more depth of color in your contouring, then I recommend concealer number 6. So what about those of us who sweat like a man? Yep, I sweat like a man too. And I'll be really honest with you. I'll tell you, if you use both of these, you can sweat like a man. And if you are prepared with blotting cloths or a Norwex makeup remover cloth or something that where you don't have to do any friction and you can just pull away the sweat, you won't have a problem at all. Okay, so but the other day I did test this to like the extreme. It was my grandmother's memorial, and I actually had a wedding that I had to do that morning, and I was outside for like 3 hours, and I was sweating bullets, and I was anxious, and I did see the tiniest bit of breaking, but I only used one of these. I didn't use both. So I was a little bit disappointed in the wear that I got, but I gave it hell, y'all. It was a rough day. And after all of that, I got into a car that has no air conditioning right now and then drove. So it was a total mess, but thank you, Vanessa. Anyway, it's some pretty intense stuff. So yes, you can do amazing things. If you're a sweater in a normal circumstance, absolutely 16 hours, you really will be amazed. But you have to be willing to do all these steps. You know, this isn't going to happen in 5 minutes over the counter in your bathroom. You know, you need a vanity, you need to sit down, you need to have the right products, you need to have the right brushes, and that's an investment. I would say, I don't know, $700 to get all of your like everything that I used tonight, and then skincare is going to be another $350. So just kind of keep that number out there for whoever is interested. And if, you know, tax season comes around and you get a tax return or something like that and you're ready to invest, or just piece it together one at a time. I spent about $1,200 and got pretty much everything that I wanted. So you need brushes. I know everybody needs this brush that there's, I don't know how many of them, there's a crap load of them, and this isn't even all of them. I use every single one of them. Every single one of them. None of them are useless. None of them are duplicates. None of them, I mean, this was put together by makeup artists who put a lot of thought into this, like what does a professional makeup artist really use. And this set is $224 if you buy it as a set. That saves you $90. So if you just piece together your brushes, you're gonna end up paying a lot more, but obviously not everybody can afford to shell out 224 bucks. But if you can, it's totally worth it. But if you're kind of new at this whole thing, you can totally get away with this one, the Brow Tamer, the big blush brush, and spend, you know, 75 bucks or something on some really good brushes. They're vegan, they wash up really well, they don't shed, and they're amazing. So there's my sales pitch on the brushes. Who needs a photo shoot? I need money for makeup, skincare, and brushes. So yeah, y'all, Christy Stitch, if you're in the Dallas area and you need a headshot or photos taken of your kiddos or whatever, Christy is amazing. Hi, Katie. She recently posted some pictures that just blew me away. I think it was a senior, wasn't it? Was it a senior shoot that you did at the that chair orchard? I think it's called the Cherry Orchard. Have y'all ever heard of that? Anybody up in Dallas? Anyway, so she's awesome. Message me if you're interested and I'll hook you up with Christy Stitch, who's an amazing photographer. Okay, Katie, you're late, honey. We're just about to say goodbye, but I'm glad you joined in. You'll always be one of my favorite faces, and I still think Reagan should be on my team and we should work together, and she would totally rock this. Katie's daughter, y'all. She's a really good makeup artist. She's only like 18. Okay, so sweet dreams. I'm gonna go take it all off now. All dressed up, no place to go. Again, I'll post a photo, and I will get around eventually to posting all of the products that I used for this video and the one before, and then this will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So you can check back and find this video again on my homepage, or you can go to YouTube in a couple of days, because it'll take me forever to get around to uploading it, because I have to wait till no one else in the city is using internet. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Okay, good night, y'all. Take care. Go glorify God and edify somebody else.